Hey everybody, how are all my crafty friends? Tell me in the comments below what you are working on. We are on day number 2 of our 12 days of DIYs for Christmas. I am starting out with project number 1, and these are all, I did several projects in this video, but they are all super easy and super quick, except for maybe one. One did take me a little bit of time. These transfers did come from IOD, Iron Orchid Designs. This one, I think, is from the Candy Cane Cottage book. And these little plates I got at a garage sale, but I believe they originally came from Target based on the brand or marking, I guess, on the bottom. You'll notice my extra set of hands that I have here with me, and that is my cute little lady Molly. She is my best helper and just loves to hang out, and I love to hang out with her. She's my best little friend in all the world. So that is her just getting that transfer down. It did take a little bit of teamwork to get these to lay down, but they go on really simply. We are just doing 4. That's the amount of plates I had. They are just really beautiful, kind of an off-white and with like a gold rim. And I'm aware these are not going to be food safe. After I did this, or after I put this on here, I knew prior to putting it on, but that's okay with me. I am going to seal them in case they get a little bit of wet or moisture on them, if I need to wipe them down or rinse them, but we're not going to eat off them, so nobody needs to worry. If anything, we'll put some little treats or snacks that are wrapped, and we are going to be good to go. And once we get those down, we just burnish them on. I do seal them up, like I said, with it's called Big Top. It's a clear, kind of makes it a little bit glossy, but it is a sealer. Project number 2. We are going to try to recreate what we did with those plates with these coasters. Again, from a garage sale, I paid 50 cents. These I know came from Target, and they were only $3 to begin with. And also, you only get 3. I did get 2 packs. And in practicing this, I kind of flubbed up a couple of them, because what I'm trying to do is recreate those little specks in the plate and that gold rim. So these are ceramic, and I just pulled out the antique wax. I got this little fan brush, is that what it's called? I don't know. Anyhow, I'm just gonna flick it around on my finger, and it's, I feel like it's tough to see in like a small screen, but depending on what you're watching on, you may be able to see the effect it's giving, and it's actually like, I don't know, super beautiful, except in a couple of spots I just like overdo it. I'm heavy-handed with it, and it doesn't look as good, and there is no wiping these off. You try to wipe it off, it's just gonna smear. And then I am taking what is this? I think it's called Rub and Buff. I don't know, I've had it for years. Mine was a little dry. But I just used a sponge applicator, a makeup sponge type thing. And I'm just rubbing the edges to get that gold look around the edge like we had with those plates. And I, at first, was just kind of trying to go like on the top part of the coaster, but I originally figured out that just wasn't going to work, and it wasn't going to look very good. And so I just did the entire edge, and it ended up working out beautifully. Most of the guests that will be at our holiday parties this year will be children or teenagers. So I'm not too worried about not having a ton of these coasters, and it's gonna be fine. They're mostly just to look pretty, right? Anyway, I get these all aligned out with the gold trim, and then we're gonna cut up a few more of those transfers and apply them just like we did with our little plates. I used the entire sheet. This did have 8 transfers on it, and so it worked out pretty perfectly. And I spent a fair amount of money on these transfers, and I am going to use them. You better believe it. So I am just putting these on. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to how I did this, but they absolutely turned out beautiful. I love them so very much. Project number 3. We are sewing, y'all. Now, I am usually a hot glue gun type of sewer, but I did pull out my little baby. I have a tiny baby little sewing machine. You could put it in your pocket. It is so tiny. And some burlap ribbon. It is, I'm showing you here the dimensions. It is 5 inches wide. I am cutting it roughly 14 inches long. We are going to make some cute little silverware or cutlery pockets. Now, I do have to say I got this idea off of another gal's video. Her name is Alicia at Home. She does a lot of really unique and fun crafty stuff. I love watching her creations, so definitely check her out. She did hers for, I want to say, fall or maybe Thanksgiving. Slightly different, but I'm just showing you here all the things that I'm using. I have a couple of ribbons that I grabbed from Hobby Lobby, some rope, some bells. I'm using red thread, and if you're like me and typically sew with a hot glue gun, I mean, you could definitely do this project. Maybe it wouldn't look that good with burlap though. Maybe use like drop cloth or just like regular fabric. But anyways, I just was really wanting to go with the burlap look. So I just got this Merry Christmas ribbon this year, and it's super fun. I love it. And the spacing in the words worked out that I could use it as kind of a border for some of these. Also, I am using my very favorite ribbon in all the world, which is now gone. So if I'm gonna do, probably I'm gonna get more this year. It's also from Hobby Lobby, no big deal. And these could have been easily glued, and no matter what material you're using, but I have the sewing machine out, so I'm going to sew it. Now, I am no seamstress. I cannot stress that enough, but when I break it out, I get inspired, and I want to do all the things, and then I won't touch it for a year. So this season, there's probably going to be a little bit of fabric and sewing happening. Very, very basic sewing, mind you, because that is not my skill in life. But anyway, I get the ribbon sewed on, and I am kind of just fraying everything up. That's the beauty of burlap. With a seam, you can fray it and still keep that seam, right? So the whole project doesn't fray and disappear on you. But I am putting 2 seams on our border just to keep both of the edges down. Then I folded it up, and I'm literally just sewing down, over, and up, and across. And then I can just fray it and decorate it however I want, pull out as many seams as I want. I'm intentionally pulling some up and cutting just a little bit to make it fray further. And this is not your style. Yeah, it's not everybody's way, but it is mine, and I'm loving it. And once you get it frayed to a certain point, it does stop, so you don't have to worry, it just keeps going and going. But I'm even using my little CRICUT weeding tool to pull out a few more of those threads. Also, I feel like I'm not a good cutter. Like, all my everything I cut was not straight. So yeah, maybe that's why I don't sew that often. My measurements aren't up to par. But you should check out Alicia's video. Alicia at Home is her channel, and I don't know her or anything. I just stumbled upon her video and just absolutely loved this project and many others that she did. So definitely check out her channel. And anyway, okay, now we're going to decorate it up. So I'm just going to cut a few of these. This is like a thicker twine rope, jute rope, I guess. And I'm just cutting 3 of them to, I just kind of guessed on the length. And then tying them into a very simple little bow. And that's as simple as I'm keeping it. I'm going to use the contrasting ribbon with the Merry Christmas, and I do cut like a little hole in it to stick one of the pieces of rope through it. And then I'm just using I use a little bit of hot glue to keep all of this like where I want it. And then I'm going to add a bow. Now, I do make several of these, some identical to this, some like opposite, where I use the Merry Christmas ribbon as the border. I use pine cones, I use red bells, some I use like I have like some rustic brown bells, and every single one of them turns out beautiful. This is part of the same project. These are some towels, little, I guess like maybe tea towel they call it. I got them at Joann's. I thought they were so cute. But then I decided I didn't like how they hung. Anyway, so I cut them apart in 2s, I think. So I'm getting 2 napkins. What I'm doing is making them napkins. I'm just gonna do similar process, sewing a seam, and then I'm going to fray the edges and fold them up. And I'm using my little sander doohickey to fray these edges, and I do iron them. Oh, yep, I do show you. Okay, I'm using my little mini CRICUT heat thing. And fraying everything, all the things. That's my theme, I guess. So then we are done with these, and they turned out so cute. I will not be using this silverware, by the way. This is just my regular everyday silverware. I don't think it looks cute in these. I will have like probably some gold plastic silverware. We're gonna have a million people. My family is huge. Not just my family, but like my sisters and all my family. Everyone has a million kids, including myself. So, but those are a few of them, and yes, I don't know. I'm pretty proud of it. Project number 4. This is so darn easy, y'all. I got these from Amazon. They came with like a little insert. You see that slice in the wood chunk? but I have no idea what insert it was or where it went. But what I decided to use is this craft cardstock, and I did a print and cut on my CRICUT. I typed out all my kids' names, and of course my new little grandbaby. Her name is Ivy, and Miss Molly, she is my baby girl. My daughter and her boyfriend, and he also has a little boy. Anyways, long story, but a story for another day. I am wrapping the card, so I had to keep the name up slightly so that when I slid it into the little wood chunk, you could still see the name, right? And so that's why it kind of looks off center. I used a little like reindeer element just straight off of CRICUT Design Space, nothing special, but you know, I gotta be extra, so I am using my Crimson Shimmer chalk paste. I'm brightening up the little nose. Are you kidding me? Come on, that's adorable. So cute, right? Now, I know it kind of looked like we were like going like a fancy route with the plates and the coasters, but y'all, we are not fancy around here. That is not our way, and look how cute these look. And they could be stored so easily. Fifth and final. And really, technically, this is not even a tabletop project, but I did it and needed to put it in the video just because. This is a set of towels I got from Walmart. It was a 10-pack. I don't know. They're not like real quality, nice towels, but they're cute, right? And I'm going to do a bunch of stuff with them this season. They were inexpensive. Anyways, I also got this very beautiful snowflake ribbon from the Hobby Lobby. And I don't know how much it was, but whatever it was half off. And I got this fabric glue. What is it called? Fabri-Tac from Walmart. I've never used it before, so I don't know like how well it sticks, how well it washes. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it did seem to stick like pretty quickly. It didn't have a long dry time, because when I started moving the towel around to do the other side, it stayed put. And it's bendable, and you don't get the hot glue like ridges that you sometimes get with hot glue. And I didn't want to sew this one because I didn't want the seams around the snowflakes. But I think this is just like, can you have an easier project? Oh my goodness. No stinking way. And it's just going to be a fun little thing to have hanging around our house, wherever I put it, in the kitchen, or I have a little mini little ladder thing that I might put it on. I do both the bottom and the top, so on like both sides when it's folded, you can see it. And once I folded it, I just had to do a few little touch-ups, and so far it has stuck a million times. So I don't know what it'll be like when I wash it. I guess I can update, but it's seasonal. It probably won't get washed a whole lot. But this is all we have for tonight. Everything turned out almost better than I even thought it would. You know, sometimes things just come together. Make sure you check out the playlist. There are so many amazing creators to provide inspiration this holiday season, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this playlist, and thankful for Brenda over at Rustic and Lace. Make sure you check out her channel. She is fab, and you all are amazing. Thank you for being my friends and spending your time with me. We'll see you tomorrow.